Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Francesa 5 for week number 9 in the National Football League. Now, this week, 2 college, 3 NFL games. That's our fare for this last weekend. Well, really, the last one in October, and obviously a little bit of November will be entering on Sunday. So we make the transition to the month of decision. Here we go. Game number 1. Penn State has had a tumultuous season. They go into the Horseshoe in Columbus, uh, a game that they always really feared because they have not been able to beat this team. Um, and this year they go in with 4 losses. They've lost the last 2 weeks, close games. You know, they relieved Franklin of his duties. So it'll be a new era coming up at Penn State. Ohio State's trying to win another championship. What else is new? Um, the problem here for Penn State is they're trying to finish a season. Ohio State looks at certain teams on their schedule as real games. They look at the Penn State game as a real game. It's not a game that they are ever going to overlook. It's not a game that they are not going to give you the A game plan. It's not a game that they aren't going to do the little extra things in week of preparation. It's not a game where they aren't going to really push the pedal to the metal. They do that 3 or 4 times in a college regular season. They will do that in this game because they know that a lot of those Penn State players that made them number 2 or 3 preseason, whatever they were, are still there. Yes, some of them are injured, but most of them are still there, and that makes them dangerous. And that's what they will preach this week, and that will lead to a very lopsided game. Penn State is not emotionally ready for what they will get in this game. The fact that they're coming off a couple of tough, close losses, and I know some people are saying, "Oh, admirable effort," this and that. Nonsense. The bottom line is you're Penn State, and here comes Ohio State, 20-point favorites, 20.5 they're laying, big number against Penn State. I think this will be a lopsided game. I think Penn State probably gets beat by 30 points in this game. Give me the number 1 team in the country in game number 1. Game number 2, going with an underdog here, and I can't remember the last time I picked Rutgers. But I like this matchup against Illinois. Illinois lost a tough game last week. Rutgers got a very, very satisfying win against Purdue. Rutgers fights you. Okay, they couldn't handle Oregon. Very few teams can. But they're giving you the games against the teams they can play with, like the Iowa, Minnesota. That'll be Illinois. I think they can win this battle. I think they will fight it to the finish. Ciano has his team playing hard. There's no question about that. You're getting 12.5 points. I think the game's decided by a field goal. Give me Rutgers plus 12.5, and don't be surprised if they upset the Illini this Saturday. Now, moving to the NFL, 3 games. Jacksonville at the Raiders. I would rarely take Jacksonville as a favorite on the road. They don't score points. They make mistakes with their offense. They have a habit of shooting themselves in the foot. They're 4-3. They lead the NFL in turnovers. The bottom line, meaning that they have forced the most. I'm not talking about them committing the most, but they haven't been good offensively, but they've been terrific defensively. They've made game-changing plays week after week on defense. Now they get the Raiders, and the reason I'm going with Jacksonville here is Jacksonville is a 500 NFL team that can be better than that on their best day. The Raiders are at the bottom of the league. They are playing awful football. Geno Smith is having a nightmare. Genty never gets a hole to run through. Bowers has been hurt. Their second-year wonderful tight end. They are absolutely awful on the offensive line. They have been non-competitive on the offensive line. And I'm really surprised that they haven't, with the experience on the staff, I'm really surprised they haven't been able to do a better job with the offense. Um, I think you can see turnovers continue. You can see poor offense continue. Jacksonville will make enough plays. They're 3-point favorites, and I think they probably win the game double digits. Jacksonville's in a different league right now than the Raiders, who are just only going to beat the worst teams in the league. They are a very, very poor team right now, and really they belong with the Saints, with the Titans, with the Jets, right at the bottom of the league. Kansas City and Buffalo. I would be remiss if I didn't pick this game. This is the game everyone's waiting for. This is one of the games of the regular season. And it's a fascinating study. Kansas City, everyone was counting them out when they went and hosted the Lions. They beat the Lions with an impressive second half. And since then, they've been on a roll. They're 5-3. They are the favorites in Vegas to go to the Super Bowl. They are a team that most football fans feel right now is the best team in the league. They are in Buffalo to play the Bills. And let's be honest, yes, the Bills routed Carolina last week, which didn't have its quarterback, made a lot of mistakes, and gave up 215 yards rushing to Cook. But where is the Buffalo defense? Where is the Buffalo passing game? Where is the amazing Josh Allen? Because it just has not been there in recent weeks. Buffalo has not looked like a Super Bowl team in a while now. Do they get it back at home on November 1st as they welcome in Kansas City, a familiar foe, a team they know they have to go through? They beat the Ravens in week 1 after the Ravens had run roughshod over them and should have won the game going away. The Ravens gave it back. They took it. That launched them early. Everyone was on the Buffalo bandwagon. Then Buffalo has gone into a terrible slump. Did they come out of it against Carolina? Hey, they got a lot of gifts in that game. And they ran the ball right down Carolina's throat, and Carolina was without their quarterback. So one thing led to the other, led to the other, led to the other. I don't make a lot about that game. What I want to see is if Buffalo can raise its game. I don't think they can. I think Kansas City's the better team. I think Kansas City is hitting its stride. I think Kansas City will do a good job against the Buffalo running game. I think Kansas City now with Worthy and Rice and a rejuvenated Kelsey are now playing like a championship ball club. They are ready to roll. They are rolling. And I think they'll roll right through Buffalo. Give me the Chiefs -2. And then the fifth game, I'm going to Monday night. Arizona comes in, limps in to face the Cowboys, who are obviously good offense, no defense. Great offense, no defense. Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites. I think they win this game comfortably. I think this game could be a shootout. They'll move the ball with either quarterback, whether Murray plays or Brissett, because Brissett's moved the ball well since he's been there. But Arizona has been decimated by injuries. I think Dallas gets back to 500. I think they really think they can do something in the second half of the season, especially if they can get a couple of defenders in trades and just bolster that defense just enough. Give me Dallas -2.5. So the Francesa 5, Ohio State -20.5. Rutgers +12.5. Jacksonville -3, Kansas City -2, and the Dallas Cowboys -2.5, which is less than a field goal. And if you need a field goal, you know where to find it with Mr. Aubrey, who you never know when he's going to knock that 70-yarder through. Now, Bet Rivers is giving you a second chance bet for this weekend's games. Just make a $10 deposit at Bet Rivers and use the code Francesa, number 5, Francesa 5. You'll instantly earn a second chance bet up to $10 on any wager at plus odds or higher. That's Francesa 5, the number 5, when you deposit $10 at Bet Rivers. Good luck with your bets this weekend, and always look to Bet Rivers for all your wagering needs. We'll see you later.